Hey, let's talk about jobs and money. Jobs and money, right? So a lot of times I've been asked questions about, well, what if I get this job and what should I be asking for my salary? Now, that's a really great question, and everyone wants to know about money, right? I totally get it. I was there, I'm still there. We always want money. My name is Juan with Handtherapy Secrets, and I have a question to share with you regarding this exact same question. So I had somebody email me, and she said that she's a brand new grad. She's studying for her boards, and she was doing a rotation in hand therapy, and she bought my Foundations of Hand Therapy, and she said, thank you for everything you do to help everyone out in the hand therapy community. You're welcome. It's my pleasure, especially people like me. So she was fortunate to come across and purchase the Foundations of Hand resources. You helped me get through so many challenging moments as a student, especially with self-doubt and confidence. Awesome. That's the whole point. Now she's finishing up her rotation, and she was so good. This is what I told you. You were so good. They offered you a job. How amazing is that, right? So that's like all we work for when we're in field work and you're coming out of school. You're like, I just want to do such a great job that someone offers me a position, or I do such a great job that they're willing to write me this amazing recommendation letter so I could get any job after, right? So of course she said yes, and she has an interview. I'm hesitant to discuss what my hourly wage would be because I don't want anyone to think that's all I care about. But I want to make sure I don't accept an offer too low. So as things are starting to get complicated, things are starting to feel really uncomfortable. The key thing is here, I looked up hourly wages for entry-level hand therapists, and there's such a wide range of wages. Any advice would be helpful. So I wrote her back, and I thought it was such a great question I wanted to share with you, because really at the end of the day, we want the job, right? Really want the job that we want, right? Not any job. We want the job that's going to build our career in the direction we want to go to. So if you come out of school and you know that you want to do hand therapy, right? You know you want to do hand therapy. What are the types of jobs that you want to be applying for, the ones that you want to be accepting, so that it could build you towards that career? We don't want any old job. We just went to school. We got our master's degree. We have our doctorate's degree. We've spent a shit ton of money to get this degree to allow us to work a certain way, right? Now, money is important because we got to pay those loans back, right? We got to make money to live and all that good stuff. So here's what I told her. I said, definitely congrats on doing such a great job that you got a job, like that you got a job offer, right? So when it comes to salary, here's what I said. When it comes to salary, how important is it to you to make sure that you are not being, how important is it to you that you're making the best salary, right? Now that you are just coming out of school and don't really have your license yet, right? So what I want to do is I want to put it into perspective for all of you. So it's not just that you're coming out and you're trying to get the best salary, or getting this thing where you're asking a bunch of people and looking online. Yes, there's a range. You don't want to be overpaid. Not overpaid. You definitely want to be overpaid. You don't want to be underpaid. But when you're first coming out of school, what is the most important thing for you, right? I can't answer that question. You have to answer that question yourself. Is the job and the opportunities that you want that align you with your future goals, is that more important to you, or is the dollar amount more important to you? You have to decide that for yourself, right? But whatever decision you make, you want to feel really good with the decision you make. Okay, so it's not about the money. In general speaking, if you're working in PRN, your rates are going to be higher, right? If you're working and you're part-time or full-time, then you're going to have benefits to it, so there's going to be a lower rate. because they pay for your benefits, they pay for your taxes. You can discuss rates and let them know that experience is extremely important to you, right? But you have to really think about it, like take it step by step. Let's go through the interview first, see what they want, see what you want, and see if there's a match, right? And then you can ask about salaries and then weigh whether it works for you or it doesn't work for you. So that's essentially what I told. Now you can negotiate rates based on a temporary license, right? If you're working off a temporary license, you may not have much in terms of bargaining tools, right? Because you literally are coming out with nothing. You have absolutely no work experience. You have you probably still need some training. And I think what's more important than just money potentially is the training or getting a certain amount of money for continued training, right? Versus the dollar amount. We always think about the dollar amount because we're looking at other people who have more experience, who are further along, and you're looking at those scales that are online. It makes it confusing because you have way too many options and you have way too much information. Back in the day when you didn't have any information, you were stuck one way. Now we have way too much information and you're stuck in a different way because you can't decide. But I want to encourage you to think, what's the most important thing to you? When you're a new grad and you're coming out, your options and your experience are going to be different from someone who's like, let's say 4 or 5 years out, who have more experience and can negotiate potentially a higher salary based on their skills and based on what they're able to provide and able to produce, right? So let's say, for example, you're several years out, you're no longer a new grad, but you're not like highly experienced either. You can negotiate a really good salary based on your ability to solve a particular type of problem. Saying, if you come into a private practice or even a hospital-based practice or a big mill practice, they're gonna wanna know what your skills are. And if you have absolutely no skills in hand therapy and you're telling them you have no skills in hand therapy, it's gonna be really hard for any of those people to say, I wanna pay you top dollar, right? So if your experience is more important to you, you may negotiate something that is doable, that you're comfortable with and they're comfortable with, and then say, well, potentially if I can do this amount, or if I can improve my skills and increase my skills this way, and I bring in more patients or more money, or in a way that the doctors like me and people like me and they want to come in and see me, what are the chances of me getting a higher salary? So you can essentially also negotiate as you go along too. Okay, so where you're beginning and where you're intermediate, and then of course someone who's an expert, if you're a certified hand therapist and you're a certified hand therapist that has the ability to treat lots and lots of different cases, you can essentially go in there and negotiate a higher salary. Say, I can produce this amount for you, right? I can see this, I can see these number of people. I can get this type of results for your patients. I can work with these types of doctors and referral sources and stuff like that can bring money into your place of business. Then I'm going to demand a certain type of salary, right? So a lot of things, they do come down to skill. They do come down to skill, and then it do come down to the confidence that you have in yourself to be able to work and to help people as a hand therapist, right? So I hope this helps you in terms of if you're a brand new grad and you're thinking about what kind of job you want versus what kind of salary you want. The one is going to be more important than the other. Don't lie to yourself. Be perfectly honest. If money is the only thing that's important to you right now, then freaking say it and take the jobs that only pay you a shit ton of money. But don't be mad if they're not in the experiences that you want, right? Because sometimes they don't match right away. Now, developing your skills is more important and getting that experience is more important, then you might not, it's not that you won't negotiate. It's just that you're willing to take whatever comes your way because you're trading one for another. But you got to be honest with yourself. What is more important? And then really think about the long-term effects of that, because a lot of times people don't think about the long-term effects with that. If you get a lot of money, what will you do with that money that will increase your skill level, right? Versus if you get that job that you want that's more aligned with what you think is the future for you, how can you turn that into money later on, right? It's all it is. It's about making decisions, and don't make it so complex. Keep it one step at a time. I hope this video helps you when it comes to thinking about jobs and money. And if you like anything that I do here at Hand Therapy Secrets, my name is Huang. I'm happy to help you, and I want to help grow your skills and grow your confidence in this area and become the expert in your area. So please consider hitting subscribe and the little notification bell at the bottom so you get more and more videos like this coming right to you. Thanks so much.